Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to the temple and welcome to Will and Sam's Bar Mitzvah, Bnei Mitzvah. Very exciting day. Hopefully everyone is already enjoying the beautiful weather and the happiness of having a joyous life cycle and family celebration here together, celebrating Shabbat and celebrating two wonderful young, not men yet, but soon to be, coming of age and becoming a Bnei Mitzvah. We begin our service singing together, Ma Yafeh Hayom, how beautiful the day is, it is Shabbat. Turn to the bottom of page 171 as we invite the grandparent of Will and Sam, Dr. Jerry Thomas, to present them with the talit.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehitatef b'tzitzit.
And we turn now to page 172 to sing together Ma Tovu.
Thank you.
178. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu le'asok b'divrei Torah. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who honors us with mitzvot, commanding us to engage with words of Torah. Adonai our God, make the words of the Torah sweet to us and to the house of Israel, your people, that we and our children may be lovers of your name and students of your Torah. We praise you, O God, teacher of Torah to our people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, hamlamed Torah le'amo Yisrael. Please join me. Elu devarim she'ein lachem shiur. These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world. While the principle remains in the world to come, they are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all. Please rise and turn to page 195. Baruch et Adonai Hamra, Baruch Adonai Hamra le'olam va'ed. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praised be Adonai, to whom praise is due now and forever. Yotzer or uvorei hosech osei shalom, uvorei et hakol. Hama'ir le'eret veladarim alecha barahamim, utuvo mehadesh bakol yom tamid, ma'aseh vereshit. Marabu me'asecha Adonai, hulam b'chochma asita, Mala ha'aretz kinyonecha, titbarech Adonai Eloheinu, al sheva me'aseh yadecha, ve'al me'orei or she'asita, yefa'arucha salah, or hadash al Sion ta'ir, v'nizkehu lanu mehera ve'oro, baruch atah Adonai yotzer hamarot. Please join me. The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes. More welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning. My Torah, my special name and gift is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun from darkness. Baruch atah Adonai Yotzei Hamaorot. Turn to page 199. O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear. In every land and every age, your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways. And yet, O God, you are one, unifier of humanity. We give thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Israel. And joyfully we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life, we would turn to you and find purpose. May the teachings of our ancestors live on in our minds, and their passion for righteousness stir our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth. Baruch atah Adonai habocher be'amlo Yisrael be'ahava. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Ahai. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shem kevod malchuto le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto le'olam va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
You may be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nefshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'elech asher anohi mitzavecha hayom al lavavecha v'shinan tam lavanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'v'shochbeha u'v'komecha u'kshartam liot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'ktavtam al mizuzot beitecha u'visharecha. L'ma'an tizkuru ve'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hayitem kedoshim l'elohehem ani Adonai Elohehem asher hotzeti etem me'eretz Mitzrayim lehiyot lechem l'Elohim ani Adonai Elohehem.
And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day shall that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
Turn to page 203 as we read together. Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home, to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Please rise for the tefillah on page 205. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'elo avotenu ve'imotenu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanara, El Elyon, Gomel, Hasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher, Hasadei, Avot V'Imahot, Omevi, Giula, Livnei, Benechem, Lama'an, Shemo, Behava, Melech Ozer, Moshiach, Amogain, Baruch atah Adonai, Mogain Avraham, Vezrat Sarah. Source of all being, we turn to you as did our people in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens, they felt you in their hearts, they saw you in their lives, their quest is ours. Help us to see the wonder of being, give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life, so shall we, by our lives and our labors, bring near the world we envision, one of justice, freedom, and peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Mogain Avraham Vezrat Sarah. We read together. You are the open door that beckons me in, peeking around the doorframe. I begin to enter into your glory. You move me forward, O Eternal, to step
to step beyond self-made boundaries, lift my foot over the threshold that I might abide with you. In the house of the Eternal, I found my questions waiting to be posed. They filled me with wonder. Sit with me, eternal teacher, encourage my seeking as I fill my hours with your mitzvot, so shall I be filled. Send me through your door, stretching up to honor your name, sharing out this wonder, enriching myself in the giving. Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch atah Adonai mehayeh hakol.
נקדש את שמו בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, כך כתוב על יד נביאך, יקרא זה ואמר, קדוש קדוש קדוש, אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכינו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמינו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהים, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated.
ישמחו במלכותך, שמרי 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 שבת, תגורת ענק שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שמרי 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 שבת, תגורת ענק שבת. רצית בו וגידשת
214 for a reading by Aunt Mary.
For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations. For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons. For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements. For human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression. For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared. For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom. For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose. We pray that we may live not by our fears, but by our hopes, not by our words, but by our deeds.
And we turn now to page 216 to sing together Sim Shalom.
Sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, tova uveracha. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la ya la la la. Sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, tova uveracha.
We all need healing and courage and strength in our lives, in the life of everyone that is dear to us. The Misha Berach, the prayer for courage and strength and healing, is on page 253. Please rise as we turn to page 244 for Seder Kriyat HaTorah, the order of reading from the Torah. Joshua passed it on to the elders, they passed it on to the prophets, who passed it on to the people of the great assembly. And since the time of Moses, thousands of years ago, till today, the Torah has been passed on amongst our people from one generation to the next, just waiting for this Shabbat to be given to you, Will, and to you, Sam. And it's not just a book. It has in it the stories, the teachings, the laws, the ideas and the principles that have been sustaining our people, our community, your family for all those generations. In a symbolic way, we will literally pass it all the way from your grandparents to your parents to the older and wiser sister, and she will pass it on to you. From Sinai until now, its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Adonai. Adonai, Agidura, Yagivura, Yagivura. דברים, העולם עולמי, על שלושה דברים.
Our God and God of our ancestors, I stand before this sacred assembly proclaiming that I choose to be a part of the people of Israel, a part of its heritage and its faith, bound by its commandments. Give me strength to follow your path and to be a source of pride to my family, my community, and my people. How greatly we are blessed, how good is our portion, how pleasant our lot, and how beautiful our heritage. Blessed we are when we sanctify your name and declare, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamavarach. Where are we?
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam. Asher Baruch Rabbeinu Mikol Ha'amin. V'nosan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Nosein HaTorah.
Amen. Same.
Im begotai hilehu ve'et mitzvotai, tishmeru va'asitem, otam v'natati gishmachem, be'itam v'natna ha'aretz, yivula ve'ein hasadeh, yitain piryo v'asig lachem dayish, et botzir uvotzir yasig et zerach, va'akoltem lachmechem lasova va'asitem laveta be'ortzechem.
Oh, I can't read it.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam. Asher nosa lanu Toras emes. V'tanu olei nata v'sochenu Baruch Atah Adonai Nosein HaTorah.
Amen. Yishar koach.
Our Torah portion is taken from the book of Leviticus, chapter 26, beginning with verse 9. Baruch et Adonai HaBarach.
Baruch Adonai Amvorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach Le'olam Ba'ed. Baruch Adonai Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam Asher B'Horvanu Mikol Ha'amin V'natan Lanu et Torato Baruch Atah Adonai Notan HaTorah.
Amen.
V'natati shalom be'it be'ortzechem ba'aretz v'chavtem v'an maharid v'hishboti haya ra'ah min ha'aretz v'harev lo ta'avor be'ortzechem Ordaftem et uvotzir benaflu lifnechem laharev.
You can follow the English translation in the handouts that you have here.
If you follow my laws and faithfully observe my commandments, I will grant you your rains in their season. So shall the earth The earth shall yield its produce, and the trees of the field their fruit. Your threshing shall overtake the vintage, and your vintage shall overtake the sowing. You shall eat your fill of bread and dwell securely in your land. I will grant peace in the land, and you shall lie down untroubled by anyone. I will give you the land, respite from vicious beasts, and no sword shall cross your land. You shall give chase to your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. 5 of you shall give chase to 100, and 100 of you shall give chase to 10,000. Your enemies shall fall before you by the sword. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher notan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam notah berochenu. Baruch atah Adonai notan haTorah.
Amen.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל. על פי אדוני ביד משה, ביד משה. על פי אדוני ביד משה.
Ufaniti alehem v'hifariti etem v'hirabeti etem v'hikimoti et bariti etem v'echaltem yoshan noshan ve'ashan mipnei hadash totziu v'natati mishkani betochehem v'luti gal nafshi etem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yishar koach.
Baruch atah Adonai hambara.
Baruch Adonai v'rach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hambara le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. V'hitilachti betochehem v'hiyiti lechem l'Elohim. Ve'atem tiyuli layam ani Adonai Elohehem, asher hotzeiti etem me'eretz Mitzrayim, mehiyot lechem avadim ve'yishbor motot olam ve'olach etem komemiyut.
And you can follow the translation in the handouts.
I will look with favor upon you and make you fertile and multiply you, and I will maintain my covenant with you. You shall eat old grain long stored, and you shall have to clear out the old to make room for the new. I will establish my abode in your midst, and I will not spurn you. I will be ever present in your midst. I will be your God, and you shall be my people. I, the Eternal, am your God, who brought you out from the land of the Egyptians to be their slaves no more, who broke the bars of your yoke and made you walk erect. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet v'hayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
וזאת התורה שעשה משה לבני בני ישראל. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לבני בני ישראל. על פי אדוני ביד משה, ביד משה. על פי אדוני ביד משה, ביד משה. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לבני בני ישראל. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לבני בני ישראל.
Sam, can you believe it? We made it. I guess you could say we're adults now. I didn't think this day was ever gonna come. All that work, all that practicing, and now we're men. It is really awesome. Thanks for putting up with me through all of this. I would like to start by saying Shabbat Shalom. Will and I would like to thank everybody for coming to our B'nai Mitzvah. It means so much to us to be able to share this day with you. Our Torah portion, Pukotai, comes from the book of Leviticus. It is about the covenant between God and the Jewish people, and it is explained that those who follow God's commandments will find themselves with blessings and live a life surrounded by God. As my part of our Torah portion explains, the faithful observers will have abundant rain so that their crops will yield food for their families and will live their lives in peace and be safe from their enemies. This Torah portion makes me think a lot about my Jewish identity. My family and my religious schooling have taught me about the importance of living a life of faith and choosing to do the right things. When God says that good things will come to the faithful, I believe this concept relates to a lot of things in my life. Like when I help and support Will, he does the same thing back to me. Becoming a bar mitzvah means that I am becoming more mature and having more responsibilities. I am in charge of my own actions, and therefore I am responsible for the consequences that may come. For our service project, Will and I have collected items to donate to the Humane Society. We learned what it means to help out the community and do something good for others, and learned leadership skills. When our collection was not going so well, we made announcements on social media platforms to spread the message. We learned how to handle bigger problems, and now I believe I'm ready to become a bar mitzvah. There are so many people that I want to thank today. Mom, thank you so much for taking care of me, cheering me up, and always playing cards with me. I love your style, and I love that you now have the exact hairstyle as me. You are the best mom that I could have asked for. And Dad, thank you for caring for me and always being there for me. I love having fun with you on our vacations, and thank you for taking me to fun places like Honolulu and ice skating. You're the best listener I can think of, and I feel like I can always talk to you about things, and you make me feel better. Caroline, you are always there for me if I need to talk, or if I'm feeling bad. You always cheer me up and make me laugh, and I love hanging out with you and playing games with you. I could never ask for a better sister. Will, having a twin brother is really cool. We love each other and fight with each other, and I know how lucky I am to have you. Sugar, thanks for always cuddling with me and being so cute. Pop and Grandma, you are the best grandparents in the universe. You always take care of me and give me lots of ice cream and spoil me. I love spending the night at your house. Juju and Poppy, thank you for always being there for me and letting me borrow your games. Thank you to all my aunts and uncles. There are so many of you. But I love you all and thank you for being so fun. I have even more cousins, and you all have always played with me and made me feel better. Thank you to all of my friends. I love hanging out with you, and I want to thank Rabbi David and Rabbi Joe and all of my Sunday school teachers. You had to put up with a lot from me and my brother, and thank you for teaching us Hebrew and to appreciate being part of the Jewish community. Now, well, see if you can top that. Your speech starts here. This is the rest of your speech.
In my part of our Torah portion, God promises to be ever present in the lives of the people. God explains that now that they have been given freedom from slavery and that they will forever be God's people and will never be turned away. When I think about this Torah portion, I can relate it to other areas of life, not just religious faith. When you are committed to something, it makes your life more positive. For example, the harder I work with my baseball team, the better player and teammate that I become. Now that I have become a bar mitzvah, I think about maturing and being a grown-up member of the Jewish community. I'm so excited to take the opportunity today to embrace and celebrate my Jewish heritage. I've worked very hard to get to this moment, and I am so proud to be standing up here today. Finally, I want to say my thank yous. Thank you to everyone here today. It means so much to see you all here. Mom, I would like to thank you because you are always there for me and you mean the world to me. Thank you for always cheering me up when I'm down and for screaming embarrassingly loud at my baseball games. I don't know what I would do without you in my life. I love you. Dad, thank you for caring about me and always being by my side. I know that you would drop anything to be here for me. You were always my #1 supporter. I can always count on you being in the stands when I'm playing baseball. Thank you for always being the first one to volunteer to play sports outside with me. I love you so much. Caroline, you're really the best sister in the world. I love you. I love to sit and listen to music with you, and I love when we work out together. Thank you for always being there for me. Sam, you know me better than I know myself. Having a twin is really awesome. And you are the best brother. Thank you for literally always being there. Papa and Grandma, thank you for always taking me places and having fun with me. I love to spend the night at your house or just talk on the phone when you're in Florida. You're always there for everybody, and I love you so much. Juju and Poppy, thank you for always letting us play badminton in your backyard and for being the best friends ever. Thank you to all my aunts and uncles and amazing cousins. We're so lucky to have 10 uncles, 9 aunts, and 32 cousins. I agree with Sam. We have a very special family. Being part of such a big family is unique and wonderful. I also want to say thank you to all my friends for being there to hang out or play games with. I would like to thank Rabbi David, Rabbi Joe, and all of my Hebrew school teachers for your patience with me and my brother. Thanks for helping us learn Hebrew and about Jewish culture. I would like to thank my dog, Sugar, for always keeping me company and making me happy. Finally, Sam and I could not let this day pass without expressing our love for our Popo and our awesome Uncle Donnie, who are no longer with us. We are better for knowing everybody here.
So, Will and Sam, we are so proud of you, and I completely admire what you've been able to accomplish. You did a wonderful job today. We are always with you. We always love you. And I would encourage you to, when you get older, try and stay close together. At least stay in the same time zone. So, I love you all very much, and Mom has something to say.
So first of all, now that you are calling yourselves adults, rent is due on the 1st of the month. When Dad and I found out that we were going to have twins, it was the scariest and most exciting moment. We went through a very difficult pregnancy, and you made your arrival into this world way ahead of schedule. You were the tiniest and most fragile and most beautiful little boys we'd ever seen. We were really scared. We are forever grateful that your Uncle Poppy and his partners were there to take care of you and help you thrive in the NICU. When we finally got to take you home and introduce you to your sister Caroline, we knew we were complete. Most everyone in the whole family spent the first few years of your life very nervous, doing everything possible to help you grow and be healthy and happy kids. I, however, spent the first few years of your life trying to take pictures of you both together in every basket and hamper and shopping cart and bucket and box, whatever you two could figure out how to maneuver yourselves into. Never in a million years could we have imagined that you would end up to be the most amazing men that you are today. You are both kind and intelligent and strong-willed and sensitive and, I hate to admit it, but very funny. Every day we look at you in amazement. We are incredibly proud of you today and every day. The accomplishment of becoming B'nai Mitzvah is amazing. Becoming adults in the Jewish community and committing to lead honest, faithful lives is quite admirable. Your knowledge of Jewish history is deeper than you may realize. A long time ago, you were driving with Grandma and Papa in the car, and you came up to the mural of Abraham Lincoln on Bardstown Road. And you and Grandma were discussing who he was and why he was famous. And Grandma said, Abraham Lincoln, he was the president, he freed the slaves. To which Will replied, oh, no, Grandma, Moses freed the slaves. Years later, there was a new building being built down the street. We discussed what we all thought it was going to be, and you two were 100% convinced that it was going to be a sukkah. It actually ended up being a Drury Inn, but we still call it a sukkah to this day. We tell you this all the time, but being a twin is really special. Only about 3% of the population are twins, and only 0.3% are identical twins. Even though nobody believes it, they actually are identical twins. Watching you over the years, it is phenomenal to see the relationship that you have with each other. You are lucky to have each other, and Dad and I just hope that you will remain as close as you are right now, supporting each other, fighting with each other, competing over who's better than the other one. And while we know that you have this incredibly strong bond between you, Dad and I love to see the relationship that you have formed with your sister Caroline. Although you argue like most siblings, no one will ever have your back like she does. Don't ever take that relationship for granted. We are all extremely lucky to have the three of you. You all complete us in every way. We truly are the 5 best friends.
Wow, you did it. I promised that I would wow them because they were towards the end when finally, there's that moment in prepping a bat or a bar mitzvah that they feel or begin to feel confident. They were so proud at their achievement. So I promised them a big wow. They deserve as many wows as possible. You led services, you read from the Torah, you taught us what you learned from the Torah and what you learned from becoming a B'nai Mitzvah, a Bar Mitzvah, even though B'nai Mitzvah is much more fitting for the two of you because you did it together, so much together. Personally, I want to thank you for what I've learned from you. And I want to mention 2 things of the many things that I've learned from you. First of all, I have never seen brothers that have such a bond as they are. I don't know if you noticed the little things that happened during the service as Will was showing Sam where to read and hovering over him and being really worried for his success, and Sam doing the opposite. with Will, I've never seen siblings. I did not see the rivalry. I did not see the fighting. I know that you don't believe me. You already told me that you don't believe me, that it was such a pleasure to have them in the class, but it was a pleasure to work with them and to have them here every Thursday just with me. And I've never seen two siblings that take care, support one another, and really make each other stronger. And hopefully that is something as you grow and develop will not go away. But you really taught me something about what it really means to be a brother and to have a brother. And then you made me believe kind of in miracles. You came to me with your mother about a year ago, and that was after you were not at religious school or Hebrew school all of 6th grade. And to be honest, you more or less knew the alphabet, but not much more. We tried a blessing and we stopped. And I remember saying to your mother, they'll have to be here every Sunday and every Wednesday and really work hard. Well, that did not happen. You had COVID run through your house. You missed many classes. You made it to varsity baseball. You stopped coming on Wednesdays. And you really taught me what strong will and a little help from heaven can do. So I am really thrilled to see you here and to have from you that feeling of accomplishment that you have here. So wow, for the third or for the fourth time, you deserve all the wows in the world. I have some gifts for you. They were brought in the middle, and you are excited about the gifts. So, they're heavy, by the way. So, you already started acting like a Bnei Mitzvah, not the way your mother was wishing, not paying the rent every first of the month, and hopefully she'll give you a break for the coming 20 years. But you've done mitzvot for the community. So the Jewish Family and Career Services thanks you for your mitzvah project, and they have really nice gifts for you for that. The temple also is giving you the entire Hebrew Bible. You read from one Torah portion, there are 54 Torah portions, and there are 39 books. So don't start reading it today, but during your lifetime, hopefully you will read it, and you also have certificates and other gifts to commemorate and to celebrate that. And with that in mind, I want to give you a blessing. It's a blessing that we were told about already in the Torah, not in your Torah portion, but 3 weeks from now we will read this Torah portion. It's in the book of Numbers. And God says to Moses and Aaron, this is the way to bless the children of Israel. So I'm going to share that blessing with you. Will you come closer and try and stand still? Please, will come towards me. And we say to you, Yevarchechem Adonai ve'yishmerchem. May God always guard you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elechem ve'yechulchem. May God's face always shine towards you. And may God always deal graciously with you. Yisa Adonai panav elechem ve'yasem lechem shalom. May God grant you the most important blessing of all, the blessing of shalom, of peace and wholeness and wellness. Let us all say together, Amen. Amen. Now you can sit and enjoy your
הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת עמים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת עמים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יא לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יא לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, יא לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת עמים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת עמים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים
Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. On this Shabbat, we remember especially Joshua Fink, Raymond Allen Sr., Helm Frank, Betty Hetzel, Herman Cohen, Dorothy Crane, Berta Marks, Michael Wico, Marvin Sotsky, Joseph Gottlieb, Louis Apper, Lois Cohen, Jean Frankel, Norman Friedberg, Marion Heidemann, Joseph A. Judah, Audrey Pone, Lynn Gallinger Rosemore, Elliot Rosenberg, Noretta Rosenthal, Jules Subo, Jeanette Bornstein, Georgia Kelly, Marcus Litvan, Pearl A. Rosenblum. We also remember the 21 innocent victims of a vicious terror attack in a school in Texas. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. With the blessed memories in our hearts, we rise and turn to page 294 for the Mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעולמי עולמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. זיכרונם לברכה, may their memory be a blessing. We go now to the closing song, which is Od Yavo Shalom. I'm sorry, it's Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Mazal Tov to the Temes family and to Will and Sam that did such an amazing job. I was told by your grandmother to announce that there is food waiting for everyone when you go outside, so don't forget that. And please say Shabbat Shalom to someone you have not met for a long time or you never met, and enjoy the day, just not only the Shabbat, but also the wonderful life cycle occasion. Mazal Tov.
Mazel tov.